Back and feeling great. Deion Sanders' 4-word health update ignites waves of emotion across college football world. Boulder, Colorado, July 26, 2025. In a world of 280 character thoughts and fleeting social media trends, it only took 4 words from Deion coach Prime Sanders to silence weeks of speculation, lift the spirits of millions, and send a shockwave of reassurance across the entire college football universe. Back and feeling great. That was all it took. Just 4 simple words posted to X, formerly Twitter, accompanied by a video showing Sanders back in action, icing his legs, moving gracefully on a tennis court, playfully shooting hoops with his daughter, and walking with purpose. And the world suddenly felt right again. For Colorado fans, for college football believers, and for those who had feared the worst, it was as if a storm had finally passed. And with that single sentence, the 2025 season officially began for the Colorado Buffaloes. Coach Prime's silent summer, a time of worry and whispers. The offseason had not been kind to Deion Sanders, the man who usually owned every room, commanded every headline, and charged forward with charisma and vision, had disappeared into the shadows. Spring practices, absent. Summer camps, canceled. Speaking engagements, pulled. A vacuum of information gave way to waves of speculation. Rumors spread like wildfire, ranging from another possible surgery to fears of a more severe medical emergency. For a man whose life is lived in the spotlight, the silence was deafening. Only one thing was certain. Coach Prime was battling something real and something serious. Still going through something, the first clue. In one of the rare updates prior to his comeback post, Deion quietly admitted during a media interview that he was still going through something and ain't all the way recovered. That cryptic comment only intensified concern. With a documented history of blood clot complications that led to multiple surgeries and the eventual amputation of 2 toes in 2023, fans began to fear the worst. Deion had retreated to his ranch in Texas, isolated, focused, fighting. He reportedly lost nearly 14 pounds, a physical toll that mirrored the emotional weight he carried. His family remained close, particularly his children, who served as his support system. Travis Hunter, his star player and emotional pillar, was also said to be among those who helped lift Prime's spirits through the toughest moments. But despite all the silence, Sanders never completely lost sight of the season ahead. Even as he fought off whatever illness or setback kept him from his team, he was mentally preparing, watching film, communicating with staff, planning for the return. And then, just when the air of doubt threatened to become permanent, back and feeling great. The 4 words that changed everything. With the 2025 season on the horizon, Coach Prime broke his silence with a 4-word thunderbolt. Back and feeling great. It wasn't just a social media update. It was a declaration. Attached to that message was a reel of video clips. Not dramatic, not overly produced. Just Deion doing normal things again. Taking ice baths, walking, moving, laughing, healing. He was with his daughter Shalomi, with whom he shared a playful moment courtside. There was a calm but energetic gleam in his eyes. The man who had once sprinted across end zones now jogged with quiet power. The enthusiasm was evident, the strength undeniable, and the message crystal clear. He was back, he was recovering, and he was ready to lead. The outpouring of love, fans rally around Coach Prime. Within minutes, social media erupted. Fans from every corner of the country responded with joy, relief, and passion. Hashtags trended, posts flooded in, comment sections overflowed. Welcome back, Coach. Good to hear, champ. God bless you. I keep you lifted in prayer, Coach Prime SIR. May Yah continue to bless you and your family. Amen. Good to hear. Excited to watch your team this season. Let's go Buffs. These were more than just digital shoutouts. They were heartfelt outpourings from a community that sees Sanders not just as a coach, but as an inspirational force. College football isn't just about touchdowns and trophies. It's about heart, leadership, and perseverance. And Coach Prime embodies all of that. Why Deion Sanders' health means so much to so many. Deion Sanders is more than a coach. He is an institution. To some, he's Neon Deion, the two-sport superstar who revolutionized the defensive back position. To others, he's Coach Prime, the bold, trailblazing mentor who revived HBCU football at Jackson State and turned Colorado into a must-watch spectacle. To his players, he's family, a father figure, a warrior who teaches them to fight not just for the win, but for their futures. So when a man like that goes quiet, when his light dims, even for a moment, people feel it. His battle has not just been about personal survival. It's been symbolic, a reminder that even the strongest leaders can be vulnerable, and that even icons need time to heal. Family first, the pillars of his recovery. Throughout his health ordeal, Sanders remained surrounded by the people who matter most, his children. His daughter Shalomi, who herself has battled chronic illness, became one of his emotional lifelines. She's long shared a unique bond with her father, one built on understanding and mutual strength. Watching her support him during his rehab was a full-circle moment for those who have followed the Sanders family journey. Then there's Shedeur and Shiloh, his football-playing sons, who continue to carry the family's athletic legacy, and Deandra and Deion Jr., who regularly update fans on their father's status and stand as vocal pillars of love and encouragement. Travis Hunter, more than just a player, is also like family. A young man who believes deeply in Coach Prime's vision and has stuck by him in good times and bad. Together, they formed a circle, unbreakable, unshaken, and unwavering. The focus now, 2025 season and redemption. With the cloud of uncertainty lifting, Sanders is once again turning his attention toward the Buffalo's upcoming season. At Big 12 Media Days, despite lingering questions about his health, he refused to dwell on the past. Instead, he looked forward. Colorado's 2024 season was filled with flashes of brilliance, but also setbacks. The team had momentum early but faded down the stretch. This year, with a more balanced roster, new recruits, and the return of Coach Prime, there's hope that things could finally click. And now, with Sanders healthy, or at least healthier, there's renewed belief that the Buffaloes could be more than just a headline. They could be a real threat. Healing is a process, but Prime isn't slowing down. Deion's recent update was reassuring, but he hasn't claimed to be fully healed. He's admitted that there are still some hurdles. The road back to full health is ongoing, but his spirit is back. His vision is sharp, and his trademark drive is burning as bright as ever. There's a quiet strength in his recovery. He doesn't talk about pain. He talks about purpose. He doesn't wallow in setbacks. He sees them as setups for comebacks. Final whistle. Coach Prime isn't just back. He's ready to elevate. With a forward update, Deion Sanders reminded the world of what makes him great. Not just his swagger, not just his resume, but his resilience. He may not be 100% physically. He may still be healing in private moments. But in every public step, he's signaling that his mission is far from over. To his team, his fans, and the college football world at large, he's saying, "I'm here, I'm leading, and I'm not done yet." The Buffaloes have a season to play, a statement to make, and a legend to follow. And for the millions who believe in him, Deion's return isn't just good news. It's a sign of something greater, that greatness always finds a way to rise. Shedeur Sanders silently battles Brown's snub as rookie QB embraces the long game. In a city where quarterbacks rise and fall like seasons, Shedeur Sanders finds himself navigating a defining chapter, not with flair or fireworks, but with the quiet resilience that separates headlines from legacy. As training camp surges forward in Berea, the young quarterback from Colorado is turning heads not because he's being handed the keys to the Cleveland Browns offense, but because he's calmly waiting his turn, even as others speed past him on the depth chart. With a quarterback room brimming with competition, Shedeur Sanders is very much the rookie in the room, sharing space with a Super Bowl MVP in Joe Flacco, a former Steelers starter in Kenny Pickett, and another rookie in Oregon standout Dylan Gabriel. Sanders understands the odds. He's not running first-team reps. He's barely gotten second-team looks. And yet, his demeanor has never once cracked. No media outbursts, no cryptic tweets, no subtle digs, just focus. This is not the Shedeur Sanders most expected. Gone is the flashier image from college football, replaced by a matured athlete aware of the NFL's ruthless hierarchy and ready to grind from the bottom. His recent statement captured this evolution perfectly. "That's not my place to answer," he said when asked about his lack of reps with the first team. "It's not in my control, so I'm not even going to think about that or have that even in my thought process." Instead, Sanders is choosing gratitude. "There's a lot of people that want to have the opportunity to be at this level, and I'm here and I'm thankful," he added. This grounded perspective speaks volumes, especially in a league where ego often overshadows growth. And while he may not be calling the shots on offense, Sanders is winning respect in quieter ways. During a recent press conference, as veteran linebacker Jerome Baker addressed reporters, Sanders declined to interrupt. "I'll wait until he's done," he told Brownspur. Mary Kay Cabot, the legendary Browns beat reporter, called it a cool move, and it was more than that. It was an act of professionalism, maturity, and team awareness. But even the calmest waters hide undercurrents. While Shedeur is embracing the process, another quarterback is seizing the moment, and fast. Dillon Gabriel, the other rookie, has been the unexpected standout of training camp. Drafted as a project, Gabriel entered camp with little fanfare. But since the very first day, he's played with purpose, confidence, and precision. He already has the camp's most impressive throw under his belt. A deep play-action strike that showcased elite timing, vision, and disguise. It was the kind of play that separates future starters from clipboard holders. And more importantly, it's made coaches and insiders take notice. They are intrigued by Dillon Gabriel, Browns insider Tony Grossi reported. They think from the neck up he is a #1 pick. It's a damning comparison for Sanders, who is also supposed to be a cerebral quarterback, raised on the game by none other than his Hall of Fame father, Deion Sanders. Yet, while Shedeur has only recently begun working with the second team, Gabriel appears to be accelerating toward the spotlight. That spotlight is currently shared with Kenny Pickett, who's taking most of the first-team snaps. But his performances have been uneven, highlighted by multiple interceptions and a lack of sharpness that has some wondering whether his lead in the competition is already slipping. Then there's Joe Flacco, the experienced veteran and Super Bowl champion, whose role seems more mentor than starter. Steady, reliable, but unlikely to be the long-term answer, which leaves the Browns in an interesting spot. One proven veteran, one shaky former starter, and two hungry rookies. One quiet, one climbing. Head coach Kevin Stefanski hasn't said much publicly about how the competition is being graded, but he's dropped hints that a decision may be coming sooner rather than later. "I think the big thing for me is putting our guys into position where we can evaluate them," Stefanski recently said. "They did a great job in the spring, all 4 of those guys. We'll continue to put them in some situations. But ultimately, we'd like to make a decision sooner than later." For Sanders, that could mean being left behind early, or it could mean laying a long-term foundation. Because while Gabriel may be the early surprise, and Pickett may be getting first-team attention, Sanders is doing something that tends to last longer in the NFL: earning trust. He's not making noise for headlines. He's not forcing coaches to make him the story. He's just working. And while he's no longer the college football superstar that scouts once obsessed over, Shedeur still carries the skill set that made him a household name at Colorado. His arm strength, field vision, and mobility remain intact. What's developing now is his mental game, his patience, his leadership, and those things often outlive a single camp. But let's be honest, this isn't what fans hoped for when Shedeur joined the Browns. Many thought he'd compete directly with Pickett. Others assumed his name alone would vault him into early preseason action. Some speculated his connection to Coach Prime and college football royalty would fast-track him to NFL fame. Yet, the reality is very different. In the cutthroat world of professional football, no name is sacred. And Shedeur Sanders, despite all his pedigree, is just another rookie trying to earn a helmet on Sundays. Still, not all is lost. In fact, many inside the building see Sanders as someone who could benefit from this current adversity. It's a trial by fire without ever taking a sack. A chance to understand the league from the ground up, to navigate complex offenses, study defenses, and learn how to be a professional quarterback beyond just throwing a spiral. And make no mistake, he's paying attention. Every throw, every rep, every meeting, Sanders is soaking it in. He may not say it aloud, but he's playing the long game. The NFL is a marathon, and he knows it. And if injuries, struggles, or circumstances shift the depth chart down the line, as they often do, he'll be ready. Because behind the soft-spoken answers and modest attitude is a competitor who has never stopped believing he belongs. The question is, will the Browns give him the chance? For now, all signs point to Shedeur remaining the quiet contender in a quarterback room teetering on chaos. He's not making waves. He's not demanding his moment. He's simply preparing, silently, patiently, relentlessly. And sometimes in the NFL, that's how legends begin.